Hello, I'm Jennifer Goodman with Good Life Realty, and I am here today with Micheal Thurman from Thurman Homes. Micheal, thanks for joining us.
Awesome to be here. Thanks for having me.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Monterey, California, and I am the son of a real estate agent and general contractor.
Wow, apple tree.
Apple tree, and but glad to be in Texas.
How long have you been in Austin?
We've been in Austin going on 18 years now. This is actually my second stint. I was in the military, so we did a little time up north at Fort Hood, and we were up there for about 3 years. So all in, I'm over 20.
What keeps you in Austin?
And there's a lot of things that keep me in Austin. The climate is the first and foremost. We moved here because it's hot. I like the heat. And then, of course, everything else that comes along with that. There's more time to play outside. There's more stuff to do around here, whether it's the lakes or the downtown life. We try to soak it all up, and that's what keeps me around here.
Micheal, what is the newest innovation, in your opinion, in new home construction?
I think smart design, period, in terms of delivering a more compact product at the best possible price. And as an infill builder like I am, where we're purchasing existing lots within town, we've got to both fit into the neighborhood and create a current product that's energy efficient, meets the needs of the site with regards to soil conditions and things of that nature. So in terms of innovation, for us, every new home that we build, we have to be innovative based upon where it's at.
As a builder, what trends are you seeing in kitchen design?
Kitchen design is a little less storage, believe it or not. People like to have the openness of that kitchen. Mm-hmm. They like to have their storage hidden away somewhere, pantries, things of that nature, the muck room, if you will. And also the cool appliances. We try to bring in some really different aspects to our appliances. We don't do the microwave on the countertop thing. So it's the appliance packages in the kitchen, as well as the clean look of it as well, is one of the things that we hear a lot of requests for. We're not afraid of color. So the backsplashes in our kitchen are not usually matching, let's say. They're pretty bright. And whether that's a trend or not, I don't know, but it's definitely one of our trademarks.
What trends are you seeing in layouts?
Smaller is better, and it directly correlates to price. People don't need a sprawling 3,000 square foot house in town, which is where we prefer to hang out with our homes and our urban style. So the smaller that you can get it in an effort to get that price point down, because that's what everybody's battling these days, is what we're seeing. So we don't have a home in our inventory greater than 2,000 square feet. We top out at about 1,850 square feet. So we try to keep it small, keep the price tag down, and we're able to lay our homes out in that price range and in that square footage range the best way that we feel is the best way to lay a house out.
What trends are you seeing in terms of innovative materials? I'm interested in hearing this because you're pretty on top of that stuff when it comes time to new construction.
We are. That goes back to your earlier question about where we build and what's unique about what we do on the infill lots. East Austin, which is a place we do a lot of building, which is a great place to be, has really expansive soil. So when it's needed, we have a technology that we employ called zero ventilation crawl spaces. And that basically means, just like it sounds, there's no outside venting like you used to see on the old school foundations where you've got a little 8.5 by 10 square vent that is allowing cross breeze under there. We don't do that. We totally seal it off. We insulate it from the ground up. So you've got plastic on the ground, you have gravel on the ground, and then we pour 100% concrete stem wall that has insulation on the inside of that stem wall, which keeps the underside of the house where your joists are free of all that nasty hanging insulation that all the rats and the spiders and everybody that doesn't want to freak out and go underneath the house to see. So very clean, very efficient. We run a pipe down in there off of the ventilation system, so it produces as close to a zero environmental difference between the house and underneath the house. So that's both keeping the house dry underneath there, clean, and it neutralizes the temperature between the two underneath the house and in the house to increase the efficiency of the house.
Which is huge given our weather.
That's correct. The weather, humidity, the heat.
And when it does rain, it's fierce.
That's right. We found that out Memorial Day and of course Halloween weekend, and so it's pretty brutal around here. So conditions that you always have to be aware of relative to that soil, again, drainage, things of that nature. Those are things that we focus on the outside and in terms of innovative design on the house itself.
Would you say you have a signature style?
Our signature style is more our accessibility, I think, than it is our houses. My wife and I run the company together. Both of our phone numbers are on the signs in front of the houses. And there's very, very few occasions where my phone goes to voicemail. So if I get a call, you're usually going to get one of us. So our signature style, we focus more on how we run the company than we do the house itself. We let the architects and the designers bring in the cool things to us. We look at them. Sometimes we may not like them, but we know that they're smarter than us at that kind of thing. And we've turned out some pretty awesome stuff that way. But I would say our signature style is our accessibility. We have a pretty steadfast rule that if you can't go back over to that house and sit down and have a drink with that customer and relax and talk about their new home, maybe you did something wrong. If you don't have that comfort level going back, maybe there's a reason for that. And so that's kind of that's kind of how we look at it. We're always ready to go back to whoever will have us over there and have a glass of wine.
Relationship.
You're
a relationship builder.
I am a relationship builder.
Where do you see the future of new builds?
Unfortunately for I think the consumer, I see it going towards a more compact design. I mentioned small is the trend. I think that's being taken too far from the element of attached single family. So you've got a 1,300 or 1,400 square foot attached unit that is attached to 3 or 4 others in a building. And again, I know why builders are doing it. From a consumer perspective, it drives that cost down considerably. But I just would never want to get away from single family homes because I'd still think that there's a portion of the American public that views that as an American institution. I think it's an important one, and it is a far different experience owning your home in a single family configuration than it is when you've got a common wall with 4 or 5 other people. So I think the trend is going that way for affordability reasons, and I understand it. We're not trending that direction. We're staying with the single family on really as big of a lot as what's available to us within reason. Corner lots, infill lots, and we've got some big projects on the horizon that we haven't announced yet that are going to afford those opportunities to a lot of people.
Fantastic.
In town, which is even better.
Well, affordability, to your point, is important.
It is, and we get that.
What's the one thing you could say that homeowners could do right now to make their current homes, more eco-friendly?
Take a real hard look at that air conditioning system. It is, there's things that you can do to that air conditioning system that will, I equate eco-friendly oftentimes with affordability, or not affordability, but economics. So when you can drive down your cost of heating your house, that's good for everybody. It's good for your pocketbook and it's good for the environment. The air conditioning system, having been in remodeling in the past, where I've removed archaic systems that ran pretty much on the gopher in the wheel kind of situation, and putting in new 16 SEER units, things of that nature. You may not even get as far as replacing all the ducts, but if you can get some of the main components, the technology today is far and above. You'll see a lot of good environmental and economical impacts out of that.
Well, thank you, Micheal, for coming today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm Jennifer Goodman with Good Life Realty. I have been here today with Micheal Thurman of Thurman Homes. He's a relationship builder.
That I am.
Who is building houses out in Austin, Texas's East End that are modern, innovative, and affordable.